Hey all, how's it going? It is me, the Evesham Gamer, and I'm back with another video, and I got some fantastic stuff for you today that you're really going to enjoy. I don't like talking like that. Maybe I should just carry on. I don't know. Now, I don't know how some people can do that whole smiling thing all the time, constantly smiling, whilst they're doing videos. It must really fucking hurt. But then I am a miserable fucker, so it don't matter. Anyway, we're going to start off with this massive acquisitions video. I don't like saying pickups because everyone else does it, you see, so just trying to do something a little bit different. Change the words. But anyway, so first we're going to start off with hardware and peripherals as well, or peripherals depending on which way you want to call them. So there's a few things here to go through. So we'll start off with that, as I say. So the first thing was this. It's just an Xbox 360 controller. I think you'll agree because it's got the sticker on it. But what's exciting about that? Well, it actually came with this. Now, why would I want to buy this? You just saw a flash of it. It's the Xbox 360 HD DVD drive. I've actually taken this and cleaned it up. I took it apart. I took the main shell out and I put it through the dishwasher on a low heat, and it came out nice. Although unfortunately someone's used almost like invisible ink type thing on the back of it. You might be able to see it on there. You can't really, but it's on the top. You might be able to catch it in the light there a little bit, but yeah, that was a bargain basement price of, I think it was 10 quid. And along with these, I'm just going to put these aside here, I got the following HD DVDs, which was King Kong, 12 Monkeys, American Werewolf in London, Transformers, Troy, The Last Samurai, great film, this one, Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee, and Full Metal Jacket. Now, it's worth mentioning, if you are going to pick up an HD DVD drive for the Xbox 360, be prepared if you buy HD DVDs for them to not work. And why is that? Because it's the Warner ones, okay? So the Warner Brothers ones, like this one. So out of these HD DVDs, there's nothing wrong with the DVDs themselves. There's no scratches. That one doesn't work. Shit, because I love that film. Even worse, that one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. And I think the rest do. Transformers does, American Werewolf in London does, 12 Monkeys, and King Kong, I think. Am I right in that? Yes. So, I have to admit, this was an eBay purchase, and they still stink of cigarettes. Now, I'm a smoker, I smoke outside, but these were fucking awful. Really bad. So that was my first hardware purchase. The next one was, just to let you know, this video is going to be kind of in different parts. I'm recording it at different times, okay? But, excuse me. I went over to King's Lynn about a couple of weeks ago and was stopped off in a little shop called the Retro Retreat. And it was just pure by chance I happened to be going there. And I picked up this, and I was really chuffed with that. So it's the Pro Action Replay 2 on the SEGA Megadrive. It's even got the old Tandy sticker on there. Originally priced at $49.99, and I was so chuffed. Everything's in there. You've got the little instruction booklet. Then there's the hotline that we used to call. All of us must have done that at some point if you had one of these. And then you've got like the cheat books as well with all the codes in it. There's two of them, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I didn't pay very much for it. I got a discount on it as well, so I was well chuffed, as I've been playing around with that on my Mega Drive. Looks like the Wonder Cat is in here. You won't get to see her this time because I'm not recording it in a normal fashion. Next thing, it was actually Game Zone Burroom, James, that told me about this. Well, I knew about the SEGA Saturn Kai, and I actually wanted to. Yeah, there you go. I wanted to convert my Action Replay, but I thought, no, I kind of want to keep that. I did get the wrong one. However, it allows me to play, obviously, Japanese games straight off the bat, and it allows me to play copies, which is great. You can see it comes in a nice little box. It's not very bright here, I'm afraid, so apologies there. But yeah, that's been helpful, especially with the game that James sent me. So that was great. This one was actually a neighbourhood app. Have you heard of Neighbourhood? And it's basically an app that allows you to stay in contact with your local neighbours and people further afield if need be. I put a request out saying I needed a Game Boy Advance SP. I wasn't comfortable paying the amount of money that's the going rate for an SP. The reason why I wanted that was for the Legend of Zelda Four Swords Adventures on the Gamecube, because I've got the Game Boy Advance cable to connect to the Gamecube. So I wanted a Game Boy Advance. Unfortunately, I didn't get an SP, but I did get this. And this is very nice condition. I got this for free. It wasn't working, but all it was the switch was a little bit stiff. So that was fine. I've taken the batteries out now. That's why it's not on now. But I did make an offer, and the woman said, well, if you want to give my son some money, that would be great, a nice donation. And I just gave him 20 quid because I felt that was more than worth it. So happy to have that now. I've been playing a lot of GameCube stuff with the GameCube or Game Boy Advance cable, so unlocking stuff in games such as Billy Hatcher, the Giant Egg, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, and Sonic Adventure 2, to name just a few. Okay, next up's a bit more expensive, okay, so I don't like to talk about the prices necessarily. This one I got through Bravo points from where I work. Bravo is basically a company type of website where you can donate points to people in order to exchange for things like electronic gift cards, Xbox systems, hi-fis, kitchenalia, things like that. I managed to get up to I think it was about 6,000 points, which was equivalent to 50 quid. I got a £50 Amazon voucher and then cashed in £15 worth of Microsoft Rewards points, which equivalates to £65, and I got this. I think you'll agree this is very nice. A very nice controller. I'm not sure if I'm actually ever going to use it, but I love the fact that it's got see-through bumpers there. I think it's a really nice controller. And as you can see, it's got this nice little message underneath there for all into the Starfield. I have to say, I very much doubt I'm even going to be playing Starfield. It's not my sort of thing. I'm looking forward to RoboCop, to be perfectly honest with you. That leads on to another controller. It's just an empty box, won't worry about that. Another controller. Everyone's heard of this one, but this one again was free. Didn't cost me any. It didn't cost me anything out of my money that I've earned. This was totally paid for by Microsoft Rewards points, and that is the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. I've already got one of these. My beautiful girlfriend got me one a couple of years ago. I still use it a bit. I've got a custom shell on it. But as you can see, this one I've never used it. I've only charged it up. So, I mean, the light actually isn't brilliant there. I need to move it over a bit, but it's not helpful. It's not helping with my hands in the way. But if you can see, oh fuck me, it's too black. That's what it is. It's too black, too strong. So yeah, that was a nice backup. So I mean, I occasionally stick it back on charge just to make sure the battery's okay. Not really gaming related, but it is if you've got something that's wireless enabled. I went out of my way to pick one of these up. I think the box is too big to go under the camera correctly, but it is a it's Deco. It's Deco wireless mesh network. I can only basically show you the picture there. I got that because I decided to just go with 1 gigabit broadband, which I'm very chuffed with because it's absolutely brilliant for online gaming. Not that I really play online gaming that much. And then I picked up another copy of the game that uses these. Okay, so these are the Xbox 360 wireless microphones. You will know these are used with the game Lips, for example. Can be used with Rock Band, I believe, and Guitar Hero World Tour, I think, things like that. The reason being, I needed some new microphones. Why? Because I enjoy playing Lips, and I had basically bought the entire DLC catalogue for that game. So I started downloading them again onto one of my other 360s the other day, or the other week, and been having a bit of a blast on that. No, I can't sing, and no, I'm not going to sing for you. So, but I do believe, if I remember rightly, this was from CEX, and that came with the game, and I think it was like £5 or £4. Honestly, even if you can pick it up yourself and you've had a few beers, it's worth having a go. So, okay, so that basically leaves for hardware. What do you think? What do you think uses this? Have a think about it. If you haven't seen that before, you won't know what it is. Well, this is the base station for these. These are the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro wireless headset. The story goes with these is that about 4 days prior to Prime Day recently, Amazon Prime Day, these were $321.99. I couldn't wait, so I just ordered some. And I said to my missus, hang on a minute here, you watch, on Prime Day, they're going to end up being 50 quid cheaper. And fuck me, would you believe it, they were. Now, for some odd reason, Amazon, I had to wait like 5 or 6, 7 days. It was something like that from when I ordered these. So I cancelled the order and got a refund and then reordered them at a price of $269.99. 6 hours later, they were £255. Cut a long story short, couple of weeks later, I got an extra refund from Amazon. So I actually paid £255 for these headset, and I have to say they are the best headset I have ever fucking used. And I've used some great ones like the Razer Krakens. I've used some other SteelSeries ones which I had. These are the best. If you want to see what they look like in the flesh, well, here you go. Here they are. I got these, which I think they call these custom cushions. I think they're called custom cushions. No, here we go. See what they're called here. Wicked cushions. Okay, Wicked cushions. These are the original black muffs that were in there. These are slightly bigger because apparently one of the moans about these is that inside the active noise cancelling microphones, which are inside here, right in the middle, they rub on people's ears. Now I never noticed it, but what I like about these as well is, oh look at that. I thought I'd turn the Bluetooth off on these things. Maybe I just knocked it on a minute ago, but you got to turn on this side, and if you want Bluetooth as well, that side. But you can listen to your mobile phone music whilst you're playing games as well, which is great. And I tell you what I do love is the hidden microphone here. So, you know, that's got a little red LED light on it when it lights up. So comfortable, such good audio quality that comes out of these, especially if you're using Dolby Atmos or the other one that's on, is it DX something, on the Xbox, for example. Don't buy these. Sorry, if you're a PlayStation 5 owner or PlayStation 4 owner, don't buy the PlayStation branded ones of the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro, because they only work with PlayStation. That is it. You buy the Xbox ones, the Xbox labelled ones, they don't say Xbox on them. They work with Xbox Series, Xbox One, they work with PC, and they work with Switch, and they work with the PS4 and PS5. So those people that really don't like Xbox, tough, you have to suck it up, because I suggest you get these. And then obviously to add to that, you need to have a stand. So I just got this little stand here. See, so I can just take the headphones and then just plop them on there. Job's a good one. Anyway, as I said, I got the muffs. I think that's about it, really. I think that's about it for hardware. I'm sure there must be something else around here. I don't think I need to really mention. I'd mentioned before, I got an Xbox 360 arcade one, and I cleaned it up to the point of it absolutely looks mint. You can see those pictures on my community posts as well. So, yeah, moving on. Let's get into the games, shall we? Because I've got over 50 games across different systems. I mean, at least 8 different systems. So there's bound to be something in there that you like. Anyway, it's not clicking properly. Ready? Yeah, I think that's not quite spot on. But anyway, so you don't even notice a break, but I do. So let's start with the games, shall we? I think in total it's 51. So I'm having to do this in 4 or 5 parts, this video, and combining it all together, that's why there's quite a few inconsistencies, for example. So, straight off the bat, let's start off with the PlayStation Portable, shall we? We've got a real good one here for you. So this was, we've got a Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble on the PlayStation Portable. It's my belief that that is the only other system it's on other than the Nintendo Gamecube. It might be on the PS2, I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that I think that Beautiful Joe 1 and 2 are on the PS2. So that's number one. Next one is one of the shittest games you will ever fucking play. This is probably why it's so cheap as well. I need to add as well, actually. I forgot to add this. All these games are in completely random order. I am not putting them all together in the same systems. Whatever comes out of the bag next is whatever comes out of the bag next. And this one is Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels on the Nintendo GameCube. I'll be honest with you, I vaguely remember it being out. What I didn't remember when I turned it on and started to play it was how fucking awful the gameplay is and how awful the, for example, Cameron Diaz's character looks. It really is bad. I admit I had a little bit of fun with it for about half an hour, but I very much doubt I'll ever play that again. But there you go. Next one. So I forgot to mention actually, Beautiful Joe came from CEX in Evesham. Charlie's Angels came from CEX in the ditch, Redditch. Next one, Transformers Dark of the Moon. This was a charity shop pickup in Evesham, St Richard's Hospice. I think I paid the grand sum of 50 pence. However, it's worth noting that in that particular charity, they tend to keep their prices around about the same, sometimes more than CEX. You don't generally find a bargain in there. I'd say that's a bargain for what it's worth, but I've had a start of it. I've started playing it, and quite enjoyed the start bit where you're in, I don't know where you are, Brazil or something. It's not a bad Transformers game, I have to say, but compared to games like Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron, it's nowhere near as good as those. Next one, this was from CEX in Kings Lynn, and that is Virtua Fighter 3 version 2002. What more is there to be said about Virtua Striker? It was in the arcades, it was on the Dreamcast, it was on the Gamecube, as you can see. It was on the PS2, I think it's on the Xbox as well. It's just a classic football game, arcade football game. This is one that I have recently completed this, okay? I'm just going to stick it down and show you. This is In Sound Mind. Okay, this is available on the PlayStation and the Xbox, PC. I think it's on the Switch as well. This has been the best game I've played in a hell of a long time. There's a current deal at the moment on Amazon for around about £12, and I highly recommend you pick this up. It's got some real, I say somewhat disturbing content because it highlights mental illness, so it can be quite difficult to play. There are some creepy bits in it, particularly from this guy here. It's a somewhat, I've seen some people describe it as a 3D Metroidvania game, basically, and it does have an awful lot of elements of that. It isn't obviously graphics of, say, the latest Call of Duty game type level of graphics, but for what it does, it's fantastic. The weapons in it are very, very ingenious. There's an awful lot of exploration in it, some fantastic visuals, monsters, but it's not what you expect. I would absolutely implore you to go out and buy this game, okay? It is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And currently the deluxe edition, which gives you, I think, the free soundtrack and some other digital bits and pieces, no DLC though, that is a no-brainer. So I've completed that, and I'm still going over some, mopping up some achievements on it, but highly recommend that. Definitely worth sticking that into your not necessarily collection, but buying it at least and playing it. Next one's a 360 game I've never heard of, and that's Vin Diesel's Wheelman. Now this, you can pick this up for about £4. If you're lucky on eBay, you'll get this for £2, okay? And it is worth every single fucking penny. I kid you not. Okay, so you play as a character that looks exactly like Vin Diesel, because it is Vin Diesel, and it's like playing through a Hollywood car stunt movie. I mean, you can literally, to change cars, you don't get out and then go and rob someone. You can. It's a bit like GTA in that sense. But why do that when you can jump from a car to a car? Do you know what I mean? Or a car to a motorbike, or motorbike to a car. And you have to have this special mechanism where you push left or right on the right the right stick on the 360 pad, and it rams the cars off, or you push forward and you can ram them forward. So there's an awful lot, and there's some real like great cinematics where there's jump cams and smash cams, and this is definitely one you've got to pick up. Really enjoyed this. Definitely a hidden gem in my opinion. Next one was from Get the Game. Get the Game in Peterborough. I have to admit I wasn't overly impressed by that stall. The guy's got too much stock. It's out on basically a market stall in the middle of Peterborough, and people are on the thief. I'm sorry, they are, because numerous games I picked up in that shop, they did not have the discs in. One specifically was a Megadrive game, Truxton. You've all heard of that. That's quite sought after. No cartridge, and he wasn't keeping them behind the counter. So, or what was sort of a counter. So I picked that up anyway. I think I paid a little bit beyond what you should pay for it, but you know, I traded in some bits and pieces there because whilst I was over there, and then yeah, it's in good nick. You probably noticed I'm not talking about the prices I'm paying. There's no fucking need. You all know how much this stuff goes for. Next one, Moonwalker on the Master System. Nice little copy. This I didn't have it. I thought I had it. I didn't have it. So obviously I went out shopping on eBay, and here it is. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on the Master System. I think it's a good port of the Mega Drive version. It certainly isn't a whole new game by any means. But we're still waiting, hoping one day that somebody releases the Michael Jackson's Moonwalker arcade game onto, say, Xbox or PlayStation 5 or even Nintendo Switch. That would be nice. Next one, Def Jam Vendetta on the Nintendo Gamecube. This was an acquisition from the Ditch CEX, so Red Ditch again. I always refer to it as a ditch we do around here in Evesham. The one that most people think of when they hear of Def Jam is the Fight for New York. I picked up for a very reasonable price at CEX. In fact, it was actually less than what was stated on their website. No booklet in that one, but I didn't really care, and I've really quite enjoyed playing the game. I used an action replay to unlock all the characters. Well, hey, off I went. Next one, probably one of the better wrestling games, or one of the most fondly remembered, and that is WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. I particularly like the career mode in this one, but not to mention you still got some favourite characters that most people would have forgotten about, such as Snitsky, Chris Masters, to name a couple. And I got this on eBay. But the original copy I got didn't work. It got to the start of a match and then it just froze. So I had to send that one back and bought this one. Next one, you probably would have seen the gameplay footage on my channel, and that is One Chamberer Bikini Zombie Slayers. Now, some of you may well or may not, or may well know of this as Bikini. Well, what did I say? It was before on the Xbox 360 version. So it's One Chamber Bikini Samurai Squad. It's effectively the same game. Someone asked me on the channel. It was John at John's Retro Gaming. He asked if you can use the Wii controller, as in the normal controller thing, the normal controller for that. And no, you can't. You can only use the Wiimote and the nunchuck. It isn't ideal. You can't really pull off good combos with that. It just is what it is. But it's a bit of a novelty, this. And definitely one worth picking up if you see it for a good price. Okay, this looks a bit tatty. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time on the Gamecube. It is tatty because it wasn't in an original Gamecube box when I bought it. And this one was from CEX in Kings Lynn. This is one of the better Prince of Persia games. in my opinion. I'm pretty sure it's this one that they're meant to be remastering. I can't remember, but drop a comment below and remind me. Probably by that point I would have found out that, yeah, it is or it isn't. No booklet, but all the rest of the gubbings with it. I have actually changed it for a new Gamecube case. So I bought a bundle of 10 replacement Gamecube cases off of eBay, and I got a really nice discount from the seller, I must say, but we'll get into that at a later point in this video. Next one, I do rave on about this. Now, this is the second copy of Lips that I've bought, and the only reason that was because I wanted 2 new microphones that come with this game, because this is very much like SingStar and that, if you remember that from the PS2 and Wii days. I think that's even on the latest versions of consoles, I'm not sure. But Lips is a fantastic game, but it has much more value to me because I've got all the DLC for it. So all the DLC songs, or virtually all of them. And I wanted to play it again, and I had been playing my other copy, but the cheapest option was to buy the version on CEX that comes with the microphones. So I got this with 2 microphones, as you saw in the beginning of this video. I got 2 microphones. And that was before CEX increased their shipping prices. So I think I got a good deal out of it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's what happens when you balance things up too much. Oh, I bet you're thinking, fuck me, he almost went then. Right, let's just move those out of the way. Probably because I'm trying to balance on top of a PSP game. Right, next one is Loaded. Loaded on the SEGA Saturn. This isn't quite in the good condition I thought it was when I bought it. I got it on eBay. I paid around about the right price for it. Disc is a bit scratched, I have to say. It works though. That's the main thing. And for some reason, someone's decided to put an S there, and on the booklet, and on the disc as well. How nice. But what I found interesting about this was it's got featuring music from Pop Will Eat Itself. What type of game is this? Well, I would say it's probably more like Smash TV. It's a twin stick shooter with 3D and 2D elements. That's what it is. And it's actually a bit of an underrated gem, to be fair. It's got quite a bit of gore, as you can imagine, especially by the title. But yeah, nice nevertheless. This one you definitely have seen on my channel. It was my most recent video, and that is RoboCop on the Xbox. I had no idea this existed. What makes that bad is the fact that I'm fully aware that RoboCop Rogue City is coming out in, I think it's the end of September, beginning of October. So I was just skimming the waves of YouTube to find video footage of RoboCop on the Xbox, Rogue City rather, on the Xbox Series S, and then this popped up, and I was like, gotta have that. But after a bit more investigation, turns out this was also released on the PlayStation 2, which isn't that hard to get hold of. But if you want, and it turns out it was released on the Gamecube as well in Japan. If you want that, you need some serious fucking dollar, I'm telling you, because it's fucking expensive. Anyway, so that's the first 15 games. Now let's get into the next 15 games. So what I'm going to do this time without any kind of breaks, or at least try not to have any breaks. Maybe we will have a break. You know, like what do they call it in the films when you go to the cinema and you have that break, so you can go and have a piece of shit, grab a drink, have a fag, whatever you're going to do. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see, because there's plenty more to get through. This is a really long video, so you know I'm going to try and put little timestamps where certain things are, or at least, you know, I don't know. We'll see. So, the next one was a skip find by my dearest brother Stephen. So out to you, bro. It's some PSP stuff. Okay, so what we've got here, we've got 4 films. So the first one is Big Trouble in Little China. The second one is, what's this one? I can't see. That's the Lost Boys. We've got 7 Seconds. And Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. I couldn't read it properly. So I've tested all these. They all work fine, which is nice. And then for the games, we've got Indiana Jones, Lego Indiana Jones, The Original Adventures. Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, Vice City Stories, and Untold Legends The Warrior Code, whatever that is. I don't know. All tested, all working. Nice little skip find. Didn't cost a penny. We like that. We do like that. And that was in Evesham. Now, I don't really know what to do it. I'm just going to grab whatever comes out of this box at random and put it right here. Okay, none of this opening the box and showing you it's complete and, you know, an immaculate condition. You can see what condition it's in, and we'll go from there. So first one, okay, on the Xbox Series X, and that is King of Fighters 15. Currently on a really good price at the moment on Amazon. I've had a quick go on this. I do like it. Never got the chance to play 14 because that was only on the PlayStation 4, I believe. Yeah, a great fighter, I have to say. I've been thoroughly enjoying that. Next one, this was from Get the Game in Peterborough. I think I paid £5 for it, something like that. I mentioned Get the Game earlier in this video. You know, it's a real shame that they're having to use this market stall that's completely just overwhelmed. It really is, and it's dirty, and I don't think I'll be going back there again. But, you know, pick that up. That wasn't bad. I've been enjoying that. You would have seen I've done some gameplay footage of that not so long ago. Next one is a classic on the Wii. That is The Conduit. A fantastic experimental, in my opinion, first-person shooter published by SEGA, I think. I've had a quick go on it. Not sure if I can get used to the controls, but everyone that I know that has played this has said that it is a very, very good game. And it was that good that I didn't realise that there was a sequel out for it. So I obviously got that too, which was a CEX special. So that came from Evesham CEX. I didn't realise it was in stock. I only happened to be looking for it because, as I think I've already mentioned earlier again in the video, that I will not be buying anything from mail order from CEX. So this CEX roulette that people keep going on about, no, I will never be part of that again. Yeah, two great first-person shooters. This one allowed you to use a controller. This one doesn't, as far as I'm aware. But look them up. Give them a try if you've not heard of them. I don't think all my games are going to fit in here. So I've got a box down the floor, you see. So, right, next one. Don't think I mentioned this one, but it's SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW on the Xbox 360. Why did I get this? Well, I got this because the Sandman's in it. If anyone that's a fan of wrestling, especially ECW, will be aware of the Sandman. I really like that character. I think there's only one other game that's out there that features the Sandman in it, and I think that is ECW on the Dreamcast, I believe. So I got that. I had to get that because why not? So I got that from eBay. Next one. This was from... okay, there's a bit of an issue here with this place. As much as I thought it was fantastic. Fantastic. That was... why can I not remember the name of them? They're in King's Lynn. The Retro Retreat. So this is Toka Touring Car Championship on the PlayStation. The reason why I say I'm a little bit miffed is because I got some good games from there. But I also got charged twice for this. Now, bearing in mind I live in Evesham, so it was only when I really got home that I realised I got charged twice. I also got a copy of another game, which I'll get to, and that's near the end of this video. And I'll explain to you what's happened there. We move on. I don't think these are going to fit in this box because it's just too much. This came, again, I'm really pleased to have this. I did do some gameplay footage of this quite recently. This came from, again, the Retro Retreat. Is it Retro Retreat in King's Lynn? And that is Star Fox Assault on the Nintendo Gamecube. What a game that is. Some people prefer to play Star Fox Adventures. I'm much more of a purist in the sense that I like the shooting. This has obviously got almost like third-person sort of levels as well. Really pleased to add that to my GameCube collection. I will note there's an awful lot of GameCube stuff to come here. So Right, speaking of which, this isn't a game, but I got these off eBay, and these are replacement cases, brand new for the Gamecube. Now, obviously, they haven't got Nintendo on them, but they do have the holder for the memory cards. They come in packs of 5, but they also do a bit of a deal. If you say watch it, you'll see which ones these are on eBay. If you watch it, then they'll inevitably give you a discount, like an offer discount, a discount offer later on, about a couple of days after you've favorited it. So well worth getting if you want some replacement cases for your GameCube games. No, we don't want that because that's a dirty old plastic bag. So this was 5p in the charity shop, just a Game Boy case. So a Game Boy cartridge case, needed that. Another 360 game. This was a charity shop special. This came from, I think it was St Richard's Hospice, again in Evesham. That was 20p. So, I mean, yeah, they really need to do another Unreal Tournament, I think, because that is a great game. What next? So, oh yes, a classic on the old Mega Drive. That is Golden Axe. This again came from Get the Game in Peterborough. I think I paid a little bit above the odds for that. I buy about £2, I think, but it don't really matter. But I was surprised that I didn't have that in my boxes and boxes of Mega Drive games. So it was nice to add that to the collection. This was a St Richard's Hospice. No, I think this was actually an animal charity place in Evesham. I think I got this, but it's Just Cause 3 on the Xbox One. I've already got it digitally, the full kind of Ultimate Edition with all the DLC and stuff. But this was 50p, so it was well worth picking up. And I mentioned some of the prices of these because it's, you know, especially the nice and cheap ones. Next up, we've got a Dreamcast game. Quake 3 Arena, a really nice condition copy this was. This came from Evesham CEX, and I think it's like £5. So I was well chuffed to get that, you know, in really, really good nick. I think the only problem with that is there's a slight crack there, but then all of the Dreamcast dual cases are like that. Thinking about actually ordering some replacement ones off of eBay. There's some that don't have the Dreamcast logo on there, but for those people that are purists and want to sell them on, they're not going to buy those. As you already know, I don't buy to sell, okay? Just don't do it, much to the annoyance of my missus. So, next one. Well, I had to get this. I had to get this because I've already got it on the Super Nintendo, on the Mega Drive, and on the SEGA Saturn. And that is Street Racer on the PlayStation. Really good condition. Again, that came from Get the Game in Peterborough. I haven't played it yet, but it's, you know, it will be fine. I might even just try and do, if I've got the cojones to do it, or the balls to do it, whatever you want to call it. I would like to do a video of comparison with it, but you know my channel. I don't do all flashy graphics and shit like that. I just say it like it is and put some gameplay up. So, next one is keeping with the, well, I was about to say Sega theme, but no, that was a previous one. This again came from CEX in Evesham, and that is Thunderhawk on the SEGA Mega CD. Another one in fantastic condition. I was really surprised at that. It was being sold as unboxed. I don't know why. So those of you, I just couldn't connect the dots with the fact that you've got Thunderhawk 2 Firestorm on the SEGA Saturn, I think, and the PlayStation. This is actually a really good game. I think it's Core Design, isn't it? Yeah, Core Design. Was pleased to pick that up. I say it was really cheap as well. Okay, so next one was on the Xbox Series X and Xbox One, so a cross-gen version of this. It's AEW Fight Forever. I've actually been really enjoying this. The reason why I wanted this was obviously because it's a wrestling game that's been built from the ground up, but also it features Danhausen. Now, if you don't know who Danhausen is, I suggest you look him up. He's a very funny character in AEW. I'm not a massive wrestling fan, but I am a wrestling fan nevertheless. So it was inevitable I was going to pick this up. I think there's another wrestling game in development called the Wrestling, can't can't remember what it's called, but the Wrestling Factor or something like that, where it's got wrestlers from all different types of brands in one ring, or in one game. Whether that actually sees the light of day, I don't know. This one, I forgot. Yeah, well, that was Amazon. It's a couple of these games you might, well, I don't know about laugh at it, I don't know, but Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. This one was very, very cheap, as it would be. It's not exactly a game that people are sort of looking for, but it doesn't seem to appear that often when you're out and about. And this came from CEX in Redditch. I will say virtually all of these games that I am showing you are all actually complete. There's a couple that are not, but there's no need to go into specifics. So this next one is an Xbox 360 game, and this one, it was actually, well, there you go. This is the Capcom Digital Collection on the Xbox 360. I think it was the Ink Northerner that picked it up, and I've been meaning to pick it up for ages. This was a CEX purchase online before they raised their shipping prices. No, tell a lie, that was eBay. What I like about this is there's a few games on there that I've been since delisted off of the Xbox store, and not to so games like I think Flock, this one down here, I can't read it, Upside Down. I think Wolf of the Battlefield 3, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure Bionic Commando 2 has been delisted. But even so, it was an Xbox 360 exclusive. And not only that, I don't think it was released in the States, but either way, it was Xbox 360 exclusive. Next one, I can't remember who the channel is now, but he was talking about PlayStation 2 games, and this particular game, Extreme G3 Extreme Racing. Extreme G3 Extreme Racing was apparently only on the PlayStation 2. No, here it is on all of its glory. This is the Nintendo Gamecube version. I picked this up for the grand sum of £1, and it's, as Johnny Mac Gaming says, I say Johnny Mac Gaming, it ain't Johnny Mac Gaming anymore, but John's Retro Gaming. It's nice and complete. Okay. If you played F-Zero GX before, you can kind of, it's a little bit like that, but nowhere near as good. Still good fun though. £1, St Richard's Hospice in Evesham. A lot of you will attest to the fact that you very rarely see GameCube games in a charity shop. Next one, well, never heard of this one. And there's a few people out there that like to talk about and like to collect arcade racing games. Well, and one that's quite a big name. I say a big name in the UK, but if he hasn't got this, I don't know why. But this is Race Pro on the Xbox 360. This is a real underrated gem. Okay, it's an arcade racer, and it's got a lot of licensed vehicles in it. I've only had a test on it, but I've enjoyed what I've seen so far. And it's cheap. It's cheap, and most people don't know about it. So if you see that one, definitely pick up. Pick them all up. Pick them all up. Although, obviously, as you can tell, some of these games are a lot more expensive than other ones. Right. I think we'll show one more, and then we'll have an interlude. Okay? Now, that interlude is going to be a random game. But actually, is it a random game? No. In fact, actually, you know what? We'll get to the rest of that in a minute. We'll do an interlude right now. That interlude is the last ever Xbox Live Gold game that's been given away. And that game is called Inertial Drift. And I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I did. So just check out a minute's worth of gameplay footage from this game. And maybe let me know what you think below in the comments, because I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And once that minute or so is over, we'll get back to the rest of the games and the stuff that I've acquired over the past month, because it's fucking crazy. See you then. I hope you like that, because I thoroughly enjoyed that game, and have enjoying it. It's such a shame, though, that Games of Gold is disappearing. But let's be honest, if those of us that have been following that or been using Games of Gold or taking advantage of that over the years, it really has gone downhill over years. And all those PlayStation owners are like, oh, that shit. Yeah, all right, okay, fair enough. It is shit. Even Xbox owners think it's shit. But then I'm an Xbox and PlayStation gamer, so it don't fucking matter, does it? Right. I need to get rid of some of these still. Right, this was obviously picked up cheap, but as you may or may not be aware, the servers sprang to life for old Call of Duty games. And that probably means that, and they ain't going to go up in much price, but these are going to go up a bit more. And you see these quite often in charity shops. And this is no different. This was a charity shop pickup, again from Evesham. And this time, it was from the Red Cross. And I paid 20 pence for it. What a bargain. £1, I think, isn't it, if you trade it in CX? I don't know, because I don't trade stuff in, so I don't know. But I think a lot of the Call of Duty games are worth picking up now, considering the servers have basically sprung back to life. There's definitely been work done there by Microsoft or Activision to get these working again. Yeah, these ain't going to fit in this box. I'm going to have to maybe stack them over in this corner over here. Right, next one. There's a few 360 games in here, and I've got more. Let's go for a little bit different, shall we? Let's pick one out of the hat, which is Soul Calibur 3 on the PlayStation 2. I've never played this. I still haven't played it. And this was a CEX. CEX in Cheltenham, I picked this one up. I've heard a few good things about it, but I've equally heard a few bad things about it. I don't know. You can tell me what this game is like, because I haven't played it yet, but I do mean to. Yeah, Soul Calibur 3 on the PlayStation 2. Right, well, this was a CEX in Evesham. I had to get it because I didn't have it. I've got Fear 2, got Fear 3. Haven't got Fear Falls yet, so I had to get Fear 1. I'd never played it. Oh no, I tell a lie, I had played it, but back in 2007, 2008. And I had like maybe 20 minutes on it and never played it since. And I obviously lost the copy at that point. It does come with the 48-hour trial as well, Xbox Live Gold, but that ain't going to work anymore. But Fear the whole Fear series is fantastic. This one especially, I thought, with those headphones I showed you at the beginning, I got the the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro headset or wireless headset. The sound in this game is fantastic. It's so immersive, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, next one. Oh, we go for Wii U this time. This was, this was from CEX in Redditch. This is Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Now, okay, is it the Ultimate 6 edition? Something like that? It's not that one. It's apparently one of the more poorer games. I had a quick go on it. It's okay, but, oh man, the frame rate in that is shite. It's awful. I say awful, it's really bad. You wouldn't expect that on the Wii U. If you've played the other games on Sonic games, I can't remember what it's called now. I've got it, but on the Wii U, you'll see it is bad. It is bad. Something wasn't right there in regards to the development of that, amongst other things like the design of the characters. I mean, what the fuck happened to Knuckles? But anyway, we move swiftly on. And there's still loads more to go. And what have we got next? Well, we've got Simpsons Hit and Run on the Gamecube. What a game. What a game. I've got this on the original Xbox and I've got this on the PlayStation 2 as well. Why the hell I fucking bought this, I don't know. I literally went into CEX in Evesham to... What did I go into? Oh, to get a disc cleaned. And I just wanted it, so I just bought it. Probably one of the best Simpson games out there, which is probably worth saying. I bought that as well. The Simpsons game, you can see that's a bit sun-faded, but I haven't played that for years. It's on my gamer tag on Xbox. I've completed it, but it's such a long time ago. And I thought, well, it's about time I picked that up again and went through that. So, some nice Simpsonage there. So, what have we got next? Okay, I hadn't heard of this one. Now, I've obviously been thoroughly enjoying Top Gun... Hardlock on the Xbox 360. Fucking brilliant game. Really get that if you get the chance. But this is Top Gun Combat Zones on the GameCube. I've heard mixed things about this. You can see Titus made this. Ironically, when I uploaded the RoboCop footage, Titus obviously made that as well. Titus obviously being the company that made Superman 64, one of the most notoriously bad games ever made. Just for everything. This is, by all accounts, pretty good. But equally, it's down to the player, isn't it? But that was an eBay special, and it wasn't expensive. I'd never heard of it, so if you haven't got it, look it up, pick it up, because it's a good game, and it's not, I think it's going to go up in value. I really do. If that's what you're in the collecting game for, to sell on, of course. So. Next one. Oh, I absolutely fucking nailed this, and I absolutely loved every single minute. And ironically, because it's better to buy this second hand, because it's cheaper, and two, you don't get any benefit for having a brand new version. So pick this up from CEX if you can, or somewhere else like GEX, or that's Evil West. Evil West is a fantastic third-person game. I don't really have anything bad to say about this game. It's effectively, you're like a vampire hunter, basically. But it is brilliant. Some of the fights do get a bit repetitive. So it's like run around, collect a few things. There's a few collectibles in it. Another fight. And then quite a few of the enemies later on get reused. But you have to fight them at once. The bosses are very impressive in this game. CEX in Redditch is where I picked that one up from. And even as of today, which is the 4th of August 2023, this is still cheaper and a much better buy to buy second hand than brand new, even with the discount that's come out recently on the brand new version. So, well, what we got next? The servers are dead on this, unfortunately. I didn't think I'd ever played it, but when I loaded it up, I noticed I've got some achievements on it, and that is. Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel. A lot of people really enjoyed the Army of Two stuff back in the day on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. This was 10p, so why wasn't I going to pick it up? I didn't have it in my vast Xbox 360 collection, which you can't see that because it's all in the fucking loft. So one day, and I hope the not too distant future, I will indeed have a game room to showcase everything I've got, and people will be like, fuck me, he had a lot of stuff up there, didn't he? And I know a few people that would love to go up in my loft, I tell you. So, this was one from CX in, where was it, Kings Lynn, Ridge Racer 6, another arcade racer. I've been enjoying this. Unfortunately, the problem was, even though the disc is clean, it doesn't work. It doesn't work on my 360. So I took it to CEX in Evesham to get the disc cleaned. Still nothing. But it's backwards compatible. So I decided to say, you know what, I'm going to take it on the chin. And obviously on the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X, it reads the disc for the license. So I've been playing that and effectively upscaled. Or say upscaled. It's got better frame rate on the Series X. And the Xbox One, so happy with that, but really ought to have taken it back to the shop. But because it's in Kings Lynn, fuck that, man. I could probably change it in Evesham, but I've decided to keep it and just take it on the chin. Another PlayStation 2 game and another CEX from Evesham. That is Space Invaders Anniversary. I've really enjoyed playing this, to be fair, taking me right back to the fucking day. Of playing Space Invaders in the arcades. I mean, there's a virtual arcade in it as well, so you can kind of walk around and play some of the different Space Invaders games. That's really cheap right now, so if you haven't got that one, definitely well worth picking up. And I love the fact it's got like that hologram effect on the front. A Wii game. I've seen a few people pick this up of late, and I've been meaning to pick it up as well. So I just fucking went for it. It turns out it was in my local CEX. So I was right down there when picking it up. And that is Punch-Out on the Wii. This one, wow, for those people that are into the values of their games, of them going up, this is going up. And it will continue to go up. It's a very good game. Have I played it yet? No. haven't got the chance. I've got thousands of games. I just do not have the fucking time to play them all. But I do always fire them all up. So this is on the list of, to turn it, to put this into my Wii U tonight and just load it up just for the sake of having a quick go on it. I've run out of space. Sorry, I'm gonna have to start stacking it up over here. We've still got more. There's still fucking more. Right. Legends of Wrestling on the Gamecube. What was it? I think it was... No, it's not this one. It's not this one. I'll get to it in a minute. But I actually picked... I got this from eBay, as you do. I mean, I did see it in Reddit CEX when I was over there at the beginning of July, but they couldn't find the disc, so I bought it off eBay. And I got, effectively a near mint condition version. I actually had this in 2003, 2004. So it was nice to add that back to what I used to have many years ago. And that's why I bought Legends of Wrestling 2. Now, there's a reason why I bought this, okay? This is the only, as far as I'm aware, the only wrestling game that contains British wrestlers from the British wrestling back in the sort of 80s and 90s, such as Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, I think Mick McManus and Kendo Nagasaki, but Big Daddy versus Giant Haystacks, fuck yeah, you ain't getting another game with them on. So, yeah, well chuffed with that. It's even got this sticker on the back, Lucia Software in Devon. Does anyone remember Lucia Software? Remember that? From down there and you're watching this, let me know. Not too much. Oh well, yeah, is one. I don't know. Did I? It was the. I actually found this, but I did buy it off a friend of mine, and that is the. We've done a video of it already, which is the issue 66, December 2010 Xbox 360 official magazine demo disc, which I think is the best one out of all of them that I've got. But he charged me a beer for it. I was like, a beer? Nah, mate, I'll give you 10p. So I kind of I conned him to get me a drink, and then I gave him 10p. But anyway, next one on the Wii, it's Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Why is that so fucking cheap? Can you tell me why that's so cheap? Because I tell you what, I was really surprised. In fact, at St Richard's Hospice in Evesham, they've got 4 copies of that. Although I didn't want to pick them up because I knew for what they'd be charging CEX and above prices for it. But this one, I think I got that. That was in a charity shop. I think it was Bernardo's in Evesham. And I paid £2 for it. So and it's nice and complete. So another 360 game, and that is Alone in the Dark. I'd never played it. This was 20p, St Richard's Hospice, I think. Oh, anyway, it was cheap. I've heard of quite a few good things about it. I'm also aware of that they're actually doing a new one, from what I understand. So, looking forward to that. I had to get this because I already had the original one. And I'll tell you a little story about it. Day of Reckoning 2 on the GameCube. So I saw one for sale on eBay, and it said, it was an auction, but also make an offer. So I made an offer of £22, which I thought was a bit much, but anyway, the guy refused my offer. So I went and found this one for £12. No, sorry, it was £14. I kept watching the original listing that I'd been refused on the offer, and he sold it for I think it was £12, £12. So my missus said this was a bit weird, but after it finished, I messaged him and said, congratulations on selling your copy of Day of Reckoning 2, but you wish you'd taken that offer now, hadn't you? And then he come back with weirdo, so I just went back with an emoji of a middle finger. I do think it was probably a bit weird to follow up with that, but still, I had some great satisfaction of going, you should have taken my fucking money, mate. And then I would have been down a bit, because I would have paid more than I should have done for that. Right, only a few bits left, and mostly non-gaming related somewhat, but this was my best one this month, I think. I think this was the best one I had. So I was browsing the cash converters website, and I saw this. That's Geist on the Gamecube. Now, even though this is the French version, and you can tell that by the red triangle on the bottom there, and not only that, it's all in French on the back. Don't need the red little triangle to tell you that, do you? However, because this game works, or that language works through the GameCube console itself, it's all in English. They'd put this up as it was scratched, and they put it down to, I think it was 20 quid or 15 quid, something like that. So I just snapped it up. When it arrived, I need to show you this. I do need to show you this. Right. It's got everything in it. It's got the little fucking 250 point card. The disc, it's not bad at all. You know, there's a couple of little scratches on it. Plays fine. That's a 35 to maybe 40 quid game, and it's getting more sought after. I had a right result with that. I was well chuffed. So glad to have that in my collection. Right. Only a few more bits to go. So we're going to go off with the last game. Now, I bought one more game. From the Retro Retreat in King's Lynn. Now, I saw it at the bottom. It was this. But this isn't it, okay? And I'll tell you why in a minute. So, it was Ground Zero Texas on the SEGA Mega CD. Now, as you can see, we've got both discs here, and we've got the back inlay card. Original as well. The story behind this is, I got the proper jewel case one, and it wasn't in very good condition. And they wanted £14.50 for it. They gave me a discount of about £2 on it, so it was £12.50. I didn't know it was 2 discs, nor did I check inside the box, but neither did they. So when I got the disc back to my mum's house, who I was staying at in neighbouring Emnith, I noticed it only had 1 disc, and I looked online. I was like, fuck's sake! It says it on there, disc 1. So I messaged them and said, look, were you aware of this? Because it didn't say anything on the disc box that it was missing a disc. But I tell you what, it took me fucking ages to get hold of them. They don't answer, and they take ages to get back to you. And I'm not going to take anything away from their shop, okay? They were brilliant. They got so much fucking stuff there, and you need to see the Zelda shit that they've got in there. Oh my days! But anyway, they've said that I can get a refund on that. I decided to fucking suck it up, because I left the actual game at my mum's house so that she could take it back to the shop if they wanted it back. So, well, what can I say? I decided to keep it. I decided to suck it up. Bought this for 10 quid. Discs are in excellent condition. So I'll have a complete copy of Ground Zero Texas, which I'm really looking forward to playing again, because did you know that Ground Zero Texas for the Mega CD cost over 2 million to make, and they had to contact, I think, the Hollywood Guild and stuff for actors, and it was like a proper done properly. So I bet you don't know what's in this fucking bag. You definitely don't, because you can't see it, and I didn't give any clues away either. Now this is because of my mate Benny. He sent me a picture of these, but I don't know if you've ever seen any before. Now I've got a few doubles. So first one, we got Sonic. It's a little Sonic game, a little racing Sonic game. We've got Knuckles one, Knuckles football. We got this one, which I think is quite clever. Okay. We got this one, which is like another it's Tails football, and I think, oh no, there's this one as well. I've got 2 other ones in here, which one of those and one of those. These are from 2003 or 2004, and they were given away with McDonald's Happy Meals. Now, as you can imagine, these have batteries in them, and they're not designed to have batteries changed. Haha. Well, I managed to sort these out, and they do all work. I mean, the goal here is just to do that, and then you can save the goals. They're mostly the same as that. So the driving one, you just got to avoid cars. You might laugh at me if I tell you that I paid I think I paid 10 quid for these lot. Have a look online how much they're going for. I am not planning on selling them, because I I meticulously repaired these. Managed to get the batteries changed, which you can't do unless you know what you're doing. It took a razor blade and a lot of scraping to get these batteries out, but to keep the initial plastic piece there that holds them in. And having to do a bit of resoldering as well. But I was chuffed to get them, and I think it's probably started something now, so I'm going to get some more. But there's different versions. There's the United States versions, which are a simple case of popping the back off and then taking the battery out. But no, not in the fucking UK. No, got to make things difficult. Anyway, last bit. I bet you'd be fucking pleased to see that. This is not gaming related. This is old TV related. First thing, because I think it's one of the better WrestleManias, it's the 2-disc edition of WrestleMania 18 DVD. CEX did have it, but they didn't have the discs. Anyway, eBay special, £5, well chuffed, thoroughly fucking enjoyed watching that all over again. Next one, a complete Blu-ray collection of Terrorhawks. Do you remember Terrorhawks? If you don't, you probably may or may not have heard of Thunderbirds. Yeah, made by Jerry Anderson, same person. Terrorhawks is fantastic. Zelda still scares the shit out of me in that. And no, I don't mean Zelda from Nintendo. That Zelda, okay, that one there, the ugly one there, ugly android. And well, I mean, I just had to do it. I've been meaning to do this for a long time, and I finally got round to it, and I bought the complete series of Street Hawk on DVD. It isn't available on Blu-ray. This will set you back about 15 to 30 quid. Excellent. Really fucking chuffed. Took me straight back to my childhood. This has. I had it digitally, but there's just something about having something physical. And to finish off, well, I suppose I should probably mention I got one of these as well. Just chuck that in there. That's 120 gigabyte hard disk from one of my Xboxes, one of my Xbox 360s. So yeah, finishing off, thank you for sticking with me, because this is a lot of shit. Had to be done, didn't it? Automan, the complete series, every single episode. I think it's 13 in total. Do you remember Automan? I tell you what I fucking like. It's actually quite funny, especially when he goes around corners. And I forget his name now, the guy, the police officer in it. He's always getting slammed up against a window and stuff. It's funny. But Automan was it's from the producers of Tron. And there's some really interesting bits in there about how they managed to get this suit so that it glows. It's all using mirrors and stuff like that. Brilliant. If you haven't ever seen Automan, I highly recommend you watch that. And Street Hawk. So that's it. That's it from me. I'm fucking slowing down now, okay? Honestly, I say that because there's just... It's just gone crazy this month, or rather in July. So, but I have to say, I think I'm pretty much done with all those, the retro gaming... Is it the retro or the gaming markets? Because, collecting just seems to be moving back to the sofa now, I think, and prices are just going fucking loopy now. But I am a little bit embarrassed about what I've got here. It's taken me a lot of time. It's taken me not a huge amount of money, but it's still a lot of money considered that I don't necessarily have. But anyway, I hope there's something in this video that you've enjoyed. There's no point in me fucking just waving my hand around here. I'm just going to shut up. And I don't know when I'm going to do a video with myself in it again next, but there's definitely going to be some more gameplay videos. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed some of this stuff, and I hope there's something there you're like, oh shit, I never heard of that. I have to pick it up. I don't give prices. Everyone's got fucking computers. Everyone can go off and find out their own prices. It's not difficult. And I have to stress, I don't need to show the condition of stuff. There's 101,000 people out there that are showing off the condition of it. Which is great and all, but, hey, I'm always fucking whinging and criticising other people in my own head. And hey, you do what you like. It's up to you, and keep doing what you're doing. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Speak to you soon. See you later.